That is the real story. What other people want you to think is the woke banking system. So, one point of note here. Question in chat says, taxpayers aren't paying the payouts? Technically speaking, from what I know right now, no. What has been announced so far is that the FDIC will be. Now, the FDIC collects fees and taxes and all that stuff from banks, not from taxpayers. And as of right now, my understanding is that the money is not going to the bank. The bank is being basically sold off for pennies on the dollar. But it is going to the depositors, which if they're going to do that, that's the way you should do it. But, there are other people that have had their banks collapse. And look, my bank for my pack, I have a pack in a different bank than my normal bank. And trust me, I don't have 250K in it. I wish, but that is, I've been getting emails saying, hey, look, we're not going anywhere. We're not going, but there's a legitimate fear that these banks are going to start collapsing. And that is not good. That is very, very bad. And I think the reason for this is, and I'm going to try to, speed run this, is we have Senator Hawley saying that Silicon Valley Bank was too woke to fail, completely irrelevant and delusional. We have Fox News saying, these are headlines: diversity and inclusion, building a diverse and inclusive Fox. Even though they're dedicating their programming, all of this stuff, and saying all this stuff, and highlighting all these things like, oh, we care about the stuff at Fox. Yeah. But if you, and then this is going to start playing, if you listen to what the Fox News media outlet is actually saying, it's this.
First of all, they pledged $75 million to Black Lives Matter.
They is SVB.
And no one on the bank's board is a banker. There's one banker on the board, and the rest of them are Clinton and Obama mega donors. Then,
typically speaking, boards of directors, specifically for large corporations, are just influential and rich people. We can have the discussion and what should be, but these people on this panel here, on the 5, don't actually give a damn about putting regular workers on boards of directors. I do, as an accountant. Like, that's something that is very important to me. I would make it law, to be honest, that workers in the corporation should have a seat at the table, but these people don't give a crap about that.
Janet Yellen appoints this woman, probably a nice woman, to oversee this bank. She's the San Francisco Fed chair, and she's so excited.
What? Take a guess as to why Jesse Waters is so, she's gonna fail because
on her first day of the job, Emily, she makes a little video and she kisses her wife goodbye at the door. And then she puts a little backpack on and she goes to the bank and everybody claps for her and they make a little video and she knows nothing. She's supposed to oversee what's going on here and she totally missed it. Not only did she miss this bank's collapse, she missed inflation too. But like Greg said,
again, remember that inflation is caused by supply chain issues. The collapse of this bank is not caused by wokeism. It's not because of DEI. It's not because of pronouns. As I was leaving the gym last night and I saw on Fox News, again at the screen, pronouns were, pronoun seminar was promoted at Silicon Valley Bank, which leads to the collapse. Wrong.
She's got her eyes all over diversity. This bank was all about gender equality. Yeah,
because gender equality is so bad. DEI is so bad. What is your actual point here?
You say you want to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, right? If you want to have Pride Month at the bank, if you want to do silly little skits about inclusivity, fine. But keep your eye on the balance sheet. If you're doing all this woke stuff and you're not looking at the finances, then that's a problem. And that's what.
So that's it really here. Keep your eyes on the balance sheet, he says. Keep your eyes on the balance sheet. Well, my friend, Jesse Waters, Greg Gutfeld, Tucker Carlson, my friends, my buddies, my pals. If you care about looking at the balance sheet, because I got to tell you this. I got to break it to you. Corporate America does wokeism, as you call it, because it's profitable for them. It's good for the workers to understand. It's good for workers to feel included. But it has no negative effect on performance, because you know who also does DEI? You know who also does woke trainings? JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, TD, you know, these gigantic banks, Goldman Sachs. They all do it. I worked for a Fortune 200 energy company. You know what my training were? DEI. We're part of it. It's not just that, it's part of it. There is absolutely no impact of DEI training on the bottom line, which he's talking about profits and losses, which again is on an income statement, not on a balance sheet, but whatever. Your balance sheet is about leverage. They're lending money, they take the risk. The point of this is to say that in the end, they don't care about regulating the banks. They don't care about doing it correctly. They don't care that the Republicans are typically the reason why deregulation happens. They don't care to even blame the easy Democratic target of Bill Clinton because he got rid of Glass-Steagall. They want to stick to the wokeism that is overrunning our banking system. Because, yeah, we have so many woke bankers that's what's happening. This is a failure, and this is, I hope, this is, I'll leave it at this, and then we'll go to our guest. This is honestly, a major failure of messaging for Republicans, because if they just ignored this woke crap, if they just engaged with their policies, they wouldn't win. They could never win. They could never actually say, we want to deregulate banks. We want to give more power to the bankers, because that's not what the American people believe, and that's not what actual policy will bring forth to you in a platform that is productive. They have nothing built on truth. They have nothing built on working class politics. They go for wokeism because they have no other term. They have no other phraseology. They have nothing to stand up for working class people. And I should say, they won't say they won't say the quiet part out loud. They use wokeism as this catch-all term. They won't say that the banks are failing because there are, minorities in leadership positions, because that is what they're implying. They're implying that trainings for pride events and making sure that we have diversity on our boards and all this stuff is such a tragedy that it's collapsing banks. And we know that that is not the case. We know that it is not the case.